Hey, what's going on everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic, coming at you here as we get ready for All-Star League, man. Checking out the All-Stars, for both the Major League level, the AA level, and then of course the AAA level as well. AAA team not doing too good at all. They're 26-41 a year after they made it to the AAA championship. So that's a little bit of a tough one to take in, but we're not thinking about records, we're thinking about development, man. As long as our guys are developing, that's what I'm totally okay with. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into a critical situation. If you're excited for tonight's episode, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe if you also happen to be brand new as well. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I am ecstatic. Get her done. And we start things out here with our team in a little bit of a sticky situation, actually. We have a one-run lead, to protect. Top of the 9th inning, we got a guy on first and second base. And what we're trying to do, man, trying to see if we can hold on and get this dub. Let's see if Jose Wacora can do it for us.
So let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and hang on to this ball game right here. We got man on first and second base, man. Jose Wacora on the mound trying to finish this game for us. And we do get a pop out into right field, stopping the runner from moving to third base. So that's definitely a really good sign for us here, as well as Vlad Guimaraes Jr. actually does come up to the plate to try to go ahead and get this guy out. But he ends up flying out. It was a weak fly out as well. So we do end up closing out the Toronto Blue Jays, and we win, our last critical situation before All-Star break, 2-1.
All right, so we actually go ahead and get, we win our first critical situation, man. We hold on, beat the Toronto Blue Jays 2-1, man, and that gets us back up to 5 games over 500, winning 3 of our first 4 games here in the month of July. The real question is, can we go ahead and keep that up here, for the the rest of at least like the first half of the month before we go ahead and get into the All-Star break. And unfortunately, not necessarily. We actually lose 5 straight games in a definitely tough pill to swallow, because we were actually in a really good position before that. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. We just gotta win these close games, man. That 1-2 loss, 3-4 loss, we gotta flip those into dubs, man. I at least would feel a little bit better, if it wasn't for that. I mean, it is what it is, though. So, there's not really much that we can do about it. And probably one of the reasons that we're being held back a little bit is we have the worst defensive team in the MLB. We're ranked 30th in defense, and it doesn't help that we really can't do much of anything else. Pitching staff is okay. It's a young pitching staff with the exception of Yu Darvish. But it is what it is, though. As we'll go ahead and see if we do have anybody in these All-Star games as a starter. So the first game that we'll actually have is the Futures All-Star game, as we'll go ahead and check out, see if we do have anybody, on either squad. And it looks like we do have at least one person, on the squad. Wilbus Santiago, he is our second baseman, 25 years old, but has a potential, though. And, I don't know what's really going on with him. 182 average, it's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but he is a young guy, and we will go ahead, and use him, see what he can do here in our Futures All-Star game.
So here we are at the Futures All-Star game, as Wilbus Santiago is at the plate, and he's batting 182, but I'm assuming that's his numbers at the Major League level. That cannot possibly be what he's batting at the minor leagues. If he's here at the All-Star game, nobody can possibly bat that low and end up here in an All-Star game like this, man. As Wilbus Santiago, we'll see what he can do, man. Maybe he's not ready yet for the major leagues just yet, but that being said, he has been a pleasant surprise for us overall. 25 years old, been tuned in our minor league system for a couple years now, and he can do some things for us. He can do some things for sure. I still think he may be a year or two away from making it to the major league level, but you're going to see right here the glove that Wilbus Santiago has. It's certainly ready to go. He can make some good defensive plays. Definitely not a liability out there, at that second base position, which is always nice to see. Always like to have guys that are fundamentally sound defenders. Let's see if Wilbus Santiago can get something going here with the bat here. The National League is up 2-0 on us here, in this Futures All-Star game. As we got a 2-1 count here. Santiago tries to get a hold of a pitch, but does not hit it tough enough up the middle of the field. He's going to actually ground out to the shortstop. If that was hit a little bit harder, he was going to be able to get that through because, there was nobody there in that gap between second and shortstop. It's not like they had, one of those shifts going. So now Wilbus Santiago is 0 for 3 as we try to continue to get things going here. At least Santiago, he is making a difference on the defensive side of the ball. Able to flip the double play easily. Had to move pretty quickly on it, and Santiago was able to do that. But now he has a golden opportunity to potentially tie this game here still. 0 for 3, but maybe this is the time for him to go ahead, get that first hit. That would be something truly to behold, as David Diaz is now pitching for the National League. Second and third, 2 outs. Let's see what David Diaz tries to cook up. Pitch is underway. It was hit. We tried to get under it. We tried to go with a power swing, but we just barely missed it. And because we barely missed it, we're going to go ahead, we fly out to the left fielder because of it. And that's just a tough one to take in at the end of the day. We were right there. We read that pitch really well. We just barely missed it. Who said baseball wasn't a game of inches either? It's definitely showed right there. That was the difference between a pop out and a home run. That's the crazy part. But it is what it is. It's still nice to see our guys, make it to the All-Star game in the first place. And it does look like the National League, at least for the Futures All-Star game, they're actually going to win it by a final score of 3-0. We had our chances with Wilbus Santiago, but we just could not execute them at the end of the day. And so our American League will fall 3-0 in this ball game.
So we don't end up winning, our game against, in the Futures All-Star game, but that being said, though, we do at least get a win before we go on our All-Star break officially at the Major League level. We'll go ahead now and check out to see if, we have anybody in the Home Run Derby. Today's the end of the AA Central first half. All right, good to know. We'll go ahead and see, if we have anybody, at the, in the Home Run Derby, and it looks like we do not, and no surprises there, simply because, we don't really, have much power really at the, Major League level, but, it's all good, man. We can go ahead and at least go ahead and check out to see if we have anybody, as the, at the AA All-Star level, and we actually do have 2 stars, actually 2 guys. We got Gary Buckingsworth here. He's batting .276 so far this season, and it looks like we have a custom recruit who is our, who is a rookie on the squad, William Moore. He's only a 60 overall, surprisingly still. The potential was really low, but that being said, this is a guy, he's not doing too bad. The batting average is a little low, only .214, but, he's got some stuff, man. He's stuff that I really like. 7 home runs, 26 ribbies, finding a way to get the job done. We can get that on-base percentage up. We can, at least go ahead and, make some moves. Put him up in the AAA level instead of keep him down here at AA. But for the time being, we're going to enjoy William Moore at the AA level.
So let's go ahead now and check out what William Moore can now do, because he may just be a rookie. This is his first season of professional baseball, ever, for this kid. And, look at him. He's already in the AA All-Star game. that is definitely a really good sign to see for sure. Still don't know if he'll necessarily had what it takes, to get to the major league level. He did have a pretty low potential, in comparison to where he was, for his age, but he's doing some good stuff over on the AA level, and because of that, he does have a really good opportunity, to, maybe make some noise here at the AA All-Star game. Maybe prove that this is a guy that should actually be at the AAA level, as we move into the second half of the season. As we check out who's going to be pitching for our squad, we got Cole Winn. He's been doing pretty good down here in AA as well. 11 starts, 5-1 record, 2.26 ERA. Walks and strikeouts, you would like to see a little bit better of a ratio. Has just about as many strikeouts as walks so far in this game, but hey, that's probably why he's down here in the AA, trying to get that control taken care of before he moves to the to the major leagues, because if this is a guy that can throw hard, he just needs to figure out how to control it. As we go ahead, trying to flip the double play, and we do just that, baby. Let's go. You absolutely love to see it. William Moore, who also plays at second base, by the way, he is able to, go ahead and flip that double play for us. And, the AA guys here, at least in the Southern All-Stars, they are destroying the Northern All-Stars right now. We're already up 7-1 at this point as we go ahead and get ourselves another out here. William Moore doing some good stuff with the glove, as there's been plenty of balls hit to William Moore already. As we still here we are in the bottom of the second inning, and got runners on first and second base, trying to make sure nobody else gets to go home here today, as there's a stolen base. And because William Moore had to go ahead and try and cover the bag, that put him out of position to go ahead and try to make a play on that ball. Even if he tried to dive for it, he wasn't going to be able to get to it. And the Northern All-Stars do get another run on the board, but still facing quite a deficit here at the same time. Still down 7-2. Let's see if Cole Winn can get out of this inning. It looks like he will, as William Moore will pick up the grounder and throw it over to the first base side and get that third out. So, the Northern All-Stars are able to go ahead and pick up a couple of runs here, but at the same time, though, we still have a really nice lead to work with. So, things are looking pretty good so far, as it looks like William Moore will be facing against another pitcher. Looks like it's going to be Kyle Federiks at the mound this time around. All-Star games, the starter isn't going to go too terribly long. This guy's a pretty good ERA himself. He's batting .242. Let's see if William Moore can make some good contact here. He struck out, technically, in his first at-bat. Hopefully this at-bat provides a little bit better results this time around. And it looks like it might. A grounder to first base. First baseman can't handle it. And we get on base. Let's go, man. Ball was too hot for that first baseman, and we're going to be able to go ahead and get ourselves on base here. So that does bring up the next batter, Terso Ormelius. Is William Moore sitting at first base right now. Let's see if he can go ahead, get himself into scoring position here at the very least, as it looks like instead the next batter gets into a double play. William Moore can't even try to go ahead and break that up. So yeah, sadly that didn't really amount to much of anything, unfortunately. But hey, William Moore's got a bat in an All-Star game, the first hit for any Texas Ranger affiliated starter, at least in this episode. So, you love to see that here in the All-Star Game episode, as William Moore gets another grounder to second base. Going to flip it over to the shortstop. And is going to go ahead and get the out, at least one out. Northern All-Stars, could not get any runs in that inning, as William Moore finds himself up to the plate once again here. As we got top of the fifth now, third at bat for William, as he swings at the high cheese. And William Moore is going to go ahead and, just make it back to another strikeout once again. So, 2 strikeouts for William Moore. And, we know he was a solid player, for AA standards, at least, in his first year in the professional level, but he wasn't a great player, so he's finding out his limitations just a little bit here at the All-Star game, playing against the best that the AA level has to offer. But I mean, still, we gotta realize this is a rookie. He's gonna make some mistakes. Same thing. Derek Carrot the fourth. Anthony Johnson. Name the custom, name the young prospect. Every one of our prospects has a flaw, to say the least, and that's why none of our prospects really have made it up to the MLB level full time as of yet. As William Moore gets a nice little hit to left field, but it was right to that left fielder though, so that's a little bit disappointing to see. But AA South team does beat the AA North by a final score of 7-3. At least it's a winning effort for William Moore.
So the AA All-Star game was a pretty nice success for us overall. We did go ahead, we win that game, but the big question is, I don't think we got any starters. But I do want to see, if who actually did make it to our to the All-Star game. See on the AL side, Vlad Jr., that's no surprise. Mike Trout, he's a young goat. Looks like we do not have, oh, hang on. We got a surprise guy in the All-Star game. Danny Henderson, who is a rookie. A 28-year-old rookie makes it to the All-Star game, man. Batting .294, 19 home runs, 53 ribbies, man. Man, what a privilege to have somebody like that make the team. He was a guy I think that we picked up in the Rule 5 draft, man. I'm pretty sure, that's what ended up happening to us, but hey, we'll totally take that, man. Gonna go ahead and player lock with Danny Henderson and see how he does in the AL in the Major League All-Star game, man.
So how about Danny Henderson in technically his rookie season in the MLB level, coming up to the plate and making it to an All-Star game in his first season? He has been a pleasant surprise for us, which is why we've surprisingly been competitive. Despite the fact that, we don't have the best roster on paper. So, shout out to Danny Henderson. We're happy for him that he definitely made it to the All-Star game. And speaking of the All-Star game, he actually draws a walk on one of the best pitchers in the game, and Clayton Kershaw, able to, at least get a positive result in his first at-bat. But, let's see if Danny Henderson can make his way home, though, as Clayton Kershaw is getting ready to go ahead and pitch with a 1-2 count. Come on, Tim Anderson, bring us home. Is that gonna do it? It's an infield fly out. Yeah, hate to see it, but like I said, man, Danny Henderson, we got a bunch of our farm systems looking really good. I'm liking what it's turning out to be. Danny Henderson, I think, came up shortly after Joey Gallo was traded away, and it makes you think, maybe we want to be buyers here at the trade deadline instead of sellers necessarily, even though we were considered in a rebuild situation, when we first started this season. But I mean, it's gonna really depend on if we're able to go ahead and at least finish in a lot better slate than when we did, in the second half of last season, when we just kind of had a second half collapse, back in season number 1. As we got another pitch, Danny Henderson actually is going to strike out, but almost makes it to first base despite the catcher bobbling that ball a little bit. So Danny Henderson, not doing the best necessarily, but again, it's just an All-Star game. The National League is actually crushing us quite a bit, though. We're down 13-4 at this point, so I don't know what Danny Henderson's going to do in terms of a rally, but, you never know, as there's a diving grab out in left field. Henderson gets robbed of a base hit, and look at what this play was. Look at this play. That is quite a diving grab right there. And if he didn't make that dive, that was going to be at least a double, if not a triple. But still, the catch was made, able to get the out, and the National All-Stars are going to win this in a big fashion as well. They win this one 13-4.
So the last All-Star game that we actually have here today is the AAA All-Star game. Now, Granted, I would actually be a little bit surprised if we did have an All-Star Game starter on the squad. But I've been been proven wrong before, in the past. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. Do we have any all-star players? That's kind of what I'm looking for. And it looks like Esteban Ramirez. He's there at the AAA All-Star Game as well. He's the only starter that we have at the AAA All-Star Game. So I mean, Esteban Ramirez, batting .266 so far at the AAA level. It's probably why he also got a look, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at the Futures All-Star Game as well. But, let's see what he can do at the AAA All-Star Game as well.
So the last All-Star Game that we got going on is the AAA All-Star Game. And seeing what we are going to have to deal with while Esteban Ramirez is, getting ready to go here is we're going up against Hunter Green. He's one of the best prospects in Major League Baseball, and he can throw extremely hard, but we can also hit extremely hard as well. As Esteban Ramirez, he's going to round second base and doesn't even need to slide it in. You absolutely love to see it. If he didn't have to stop at first base, he might have actually went ahead and got himself a triple. But here we are sitting on third base here, full count, two balls, one side, strike. As Esteban's going to go ahead and drive himself home. Yes, sir, baby. The AAA West squad getting a couple of runs on the board to start things out against Hunter Green. That's the thing with Hunter Green, he doesn't necessarily have the control completely there yet, but he has, he can throw it past you. But so far, these hitters are doing a really good job of getting it by him. As you can see, that four-seam fastball that Hunter Green has. Over 100 miles per hour, this kid can throw it, and he has the stamina too. Basically, a longer version of Aroldis Chapman. That's a comparison that I think about. As we now go ahead take our second or third at bat, I guess, in this ball game. Struck out the last at bat, but we're facing a new pitcher in Corey Oswalt. As we do draw a full count here, let's see if we can go ahead and draw another walk here and get the bases loaded here, or are we gonna strike out? No, we're gonna actually pop it up. It's gonna be deep to left field, but just a little too much air on it, unfortunately. So that's gonna be that's gonna end the inning. But the AAA West All Stars, they're doing a really good job overall. Though we are now officially up 5-0 in this ball game. As we'll now go ahead and check out Esteban Ramirez's glove, to say the least. As we get ready for the bottom of the third, got a 1-2 count. Here is Danny Heller. He's fighting not to strike out again in this ball game. As we're sitting out in right field, ready to get things underway. This ball is hit deep down the right field line, and it's going to be a ground rule double. What a hit by Keller. As it now brings up Adam Hazley here a couple innings later. AAA East squad still looking for its first run of the game. They've been riding that struggle bus a little bit here, and looks like they'll continue to do so, as well as Ramirez will go ahead and make the catch. And that's going to make it 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Matt Davidson will now come to the plate next, batting 1 for 2 so far. He got a single back in the 3rd inning. We'll see if we can make sure that we close the door on these guys, make sure that they don't get any runs in this inning, and they will still be looking for some sort of offense. As our main man, Esteban Ramirez, gets under it. Doing a pretty good job at the AAA level. He's batting .266 so far. As Keegan Thompson will be now pitching for the AAA East squad. And, he struck out quite a few batters in 37 games, as a reliever. 73 strikeouts, in limited action. Definitely a high strikeout guy, but also has quite a bit of walks as well. Let's see if we can draw one here as well, as we're in a not so friendly count to us. 0-2 counts. We were forced to swing at that one. Just a small dribbler to the pitcher. as that is going to go ahead and get us out here once again, as it looks like the AAA West squad, they're going to bring in a pinch hitter in Jack Smith. Make sure the rest of the guys get experience as we do go ahead and actually get pulled in the 8th inning. But AAA West squad, out here putting in some serious work. I'm loving what I'm seeing in these All-Star games overall, just simply because, everyone that played in the All-Star game, for at least in the Texas Ranger organization, made some sort of impact, and that's something I love to see.
So with the last All-Star game being played, what we're going to do now is go ahead and just go ahead and, at least simulate the rest of the games that we have at the Major League level. Esteban Ramirez, though, does end up getting an injury shortly after the AAA All-Star game. He gets a head contusion, so he's going to be out for at least a week or two. Hopefully, he's okay. As for looks like we got a little bit of an interesting thing going on. Tyler Glasnow does get traded away from the Los Angeles Angels, and it goes to the Tampa Bay Rays. They get a couple of decent prospects, 25 and 24 years old, mid-70s overalls. So that could be a sign that they could be doing a rebuild, but the trade system for MLB The Show is just a little bit broken, to say the least. As we have another trade, Luis Crostillo gets traded to the Braves, and the Cincinnati Reds, get back to prospects. Like I said, not something that I would do. Luis Castillo, he is 4 and 8, 4.32 ERA, but if this is a really solid pitcher that we're talking about, as we actually get a trade offer as well. The Red Sox are interested in trading for us, and they want to give us quite a bit. They want to give us Michael Chavez, Michael Wacha, and Paul Fry for Sandy Alcantara, and I don't know, man. Looks like, and I mean, it's not like they have some good prospects. Michael Chavez, he's a 77 overall. He's 26 years old. Looking for Paul Fry, he's a decent reliever. Michael Wacha, he's a starting pitcher as well. But meanwhile, Sandy Alcantara, I actually really like him. Is not exactly, he's actually been pitching really well for us. 2.93 ERA, 8 wins, 8 losses, 122 innings pitched. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually decline this trade, because we're also going to be taking on more salary as a result of it. So I'm going to actually decline that trade, as we're sitting at 50 and 49 right now. Contract extensions start in a couple of days. We're sitting at 50 and 49, and maybe we'll go ahead and try to make a move ourselves here. Taking a look at the AL wild card, we're only a game out. We can make a move ourselves, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to see if we can do just that, beef up our team a little bit. Let me know what you guys think, but in the meantime, though, I hope you guys are enjoying the content, and if you are, make sure you smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new. This is John J Gaming on the mic, signing off, but hoping you're all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.